What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, if you've been following along, one of our clients actually was interested in purchasing a property and then found out that actually it's easier, cheaper, and higher ROI when you go and build a property. So we dive deep in this conversation with our two clients, husband and wife, whether or not to purchase a property in Aldea Zama, which is super expensive at the time, and Region 15. We actually found some land. In the next video, we'll post it here so that you can see the progress of how we go around and search for these properties and these pieces of land to build. This is a detailed conversation. It's going to be a little bit long, but it's worth if you're looking to invest money here in Tulum or in Mexico in general. This is the process. This is how it's done, and I'm excited to share this with you. So grab a drink, sit down, chill, and enjoy the video. And if you have any questions, feel free to hit me up on Instagram. We can set up our own meeting just like this if you're interested in investing in Mexico. Thank you.
Okay, well, I'll start telling you a little bit about it. So our first choice was Aldea Zama. Now, unfortunately, Aldea Zama's prices are very, very, very high, a lot higher than what I had mentioned to you guys. And the reason why I originally dared to tell you those prices was because I had just found a lot for a client of ours that we're building her home.
Yeah.
But the seller was in distress. He really needed the money. He bought that piece of land like, man, 10 years ago. So he bought it for almost nothing. And he was very happy with what he got. But the reality of it is the client didn't really know what the market was selling it for. So he undersold it. The reality is he undersold it. He sold it for, I remember it was like somewhere around 160,000. So I felt that we could maybe find you guys a lot similar size for about 180. But unfortunately, the closest we got, and actually Reina, who's on this call, helped us with this information, were around the $230,000, $240,000 range.
Wow.
If we wanted to be in Aldea Zama. Yes, it really surprised me. But that is recent. That is something that, you know, the price. And sure, we can always negotiate. We can always do an offer. I mean, that's not necessarily out of the question. You know, we can always put in an offer. You know, maybe they're selling it at 240. We can put in an offer, an aggressive offer at like 200. They'll probably say no to that, but yes to 220. You know, somewhere around there. Normally, you're going to get about an aggressive negotiation, a realistic one that will be accepted, will be 10 to 15% off the price. So, you know, we're still talking 215, 220,000, more or less. Okay. So that's still there. That's still an option, something to consider. If we go with something like that, let's just say you guys are working with a budget, right? Which is always a good idea as well for you guys to tell me, hey, Tony, we're comfortable spending a maximum of X amount, right? And we can work with that in Aldea Zama. Maybe it's not going to be a, you know, 3,500 square foot home, but it will be a 2,800 square foot home. You know what I mean? And we're able to reduce the cost and stay within the budget that we spoke about without, you know, without going over. So we can still readjust and stay within the budget that we had shown you guys. Or we can completely dive into Region 15. Oh, here we go. We can dive into Region 15 and go all in. And we have some options in Region 15 that I will show you, just so you have an idea of the prices. That's mainly the idea. But these are the two ideas, right? Is that land, I said 200,000. Like I said, they're much higher. We found some at 260, 280. I mean, it was crazy. But the more attractive ones were around 240. So it's not completely out of the question, but you have to be prepared to spend $30,000, $40,000 more. Or we can stay within this 550 range, but then lower the square feet. Okay.
Smaller.
Smaller. So for example, here, 2,800 square feet. Let me double check these numbers real quick. So 2,800 square feet in square meters is 260. Yeah. 260. So we could adjust and lower this slightly. Also, architecture project, this doesn't change, this doesn't change, land studies doesn't change, furniture doesn't. Yeah. So the only thing we could do to adjust this is to maybe modify the amount of square feet and maybe bring this number down from 260 to 230. Okay. If we brought it down to 230, the size of the house would be 2,500 square feet. Okay. I think we could comfortably do a 3-bedroom within that range. We can do a 4-bedroom. I think we can still squeeze a 4-bedroom. Maybe the 4th bedroom is not as big as the others. Actually, Nick's joining us now. So the 4th bedroom wouldn't be as big as the others, but within 2,500 square feet, we can still do a 4-bedroom. Okay, so the 4-bedroom is possible. Just one of the bedrooms would have to be a little bit smaller, and we can reduce the cost of our construction by 2030, and then we can add that 2030 to the land. That's an option. Okay. And this region 15, actually, I mentioned about 80,000, and yes, I was right on here. This is actually what we found, and I'll show you guys some options now. Well, anyways, before I go into that, how do you guys feel about this that I've said so far? Meaning, do you want to stick within Aldea Zama and maybe look at one of those plots and put in an aggressive offer, you know, to bring the price down from the 250, 240 range that they're asking for to, you know, 220, 230? Or would you guys prefer to go into region 15? And what I had mentioned to you guys is maybe even consider buying a larger plot of land in region 15. And if the plot of land is bigger, we can do something similar like where I'm living now, where we can conserve more jungle and basically create our own little oasis within the land, which is always very attractive. So I'll give you guys an example. Okay, let's just say that this is the plot of land right here, just for sake of argument, okay? So we could do something where the plot of land, watch, what was the numbers we're looking at over here? I said 3,800 square feet of land. 3,800, divide that by 10, 76, 354. So maybe we could go to a 4,300 square foot, 4,500 square foot. The price is going to go from 80 to 90,000. It's only $10,000 difference, but we got a bigger plot of land. So let's just say this is the plot of land. So now we can do a house. If you follow my cursor, the house would be somewhere here, right? And then we're creating the buffer. So basically all of this is green, 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 green. You're not going to really see your neighbors, right? So we can create that effect and conserve enough land around, and we can still build the same size of the house as we discussed on a bigger plot of land, conserving more jungle, and still be able to hit these numbers here. Okay, maybe instead of 421, it's 430 because we're looking at a little bit of a bigger plot of land, which is something I would recommend. I think if we're gonna go to region 15, we might as well buy a little bit of a bigger piece of land, be able to do more. So that's an option. Okay. Let me show you guys some of the stuff that we found that I want to show you now. I'm not going to tell you that these I'm like super sold on. Okay. I'm not necessarily sold 100% on these, but I just want to show you guys the possibilities. So this is a plot of land in, actually, let me show you this map so we can allocate you a little bit. So if you guys remember, you have the two main streets that take you to the ocean. One of them is called Koba, which is this one here. The other one is this one here called Kukulkan. And both of these streets run parallel. Both of them take you to the beach, okay? And then here in between Kukulkan and Koba, you have Aldea Zama, okay? And then to the left of Kukulkan, you have Region 15, okay? The plot of land, this particular plot of land we found is in block number 150. So it's in this block here, which is actually located really close to Kukulkan, right? Literally, I mean, this is a 1-minute drive from here to Kukulkan. And then once you're in Kukulkan, it's 7 minutes to the beach, okay? 5-7 minutes to the beach. So you're less than 10 minutes to the beach from here, from block 150, okay? Now, block 150 has what they call a subdivision. So someone bought this whole block originally, which is 1 hectare. In other words, 2.4 acres. That person subdivided them and created these smaller plots of land, okay? These plots of land measure 300 meters. Sorry, no, it's a little bit more. 332 square meters, which would be, in square feet, 3,500 square feet. Okay, so 3,500 square feet, this is an option. Okay, that's a good size. That's a good size. I think we can go a little bigger. I want to hit 400 here. If we can make this 400, it's a really, really, really beautiful plot of land. And then, are you guys familiar with the sizes that I'm mentioning? Are somewhat? Is that can you visualize a little bit, or is it tough to visualize that?
It's a little tough, but your pictures, I mean, you're drawing the box in
Got it.
in Excel can help me out a lot.
I'm gonna show you. I don't know if I mentioned this to you guys, but I'm building a development myself called Mookie. And Mookie, I'm building 8 units. And that size a lot is 375 square meters. Okay, 375. This one's 332. Let me show you what 375 looks like so you guys can get an idea. Okay, and I was actually just there with my brother yesterday because we had an investor come in and he wanted to go look at the lot. So we took him, and let me show you guys what these look like.
This is all eight houses on this one block.
So no, good question. So within these plots of land actually have a zoning where you could, if you wanted to, do a building like 6 condos, maybe 8 condos max. So you could do that, which is why I say that if you're gonna go to Region 15, you might as well buy a bigger plot of land so you can conserve a lot of green within. That way, it doesn't really matter what your neighbors build. If they build a house, great. If they build a tower, that will make a difference because you're not gonna be able to see it, okay? So this is a plot of land that measures 375, okay? 375. Now, the front of the lot, let me see if I have a photo of the front.
You can see in this picture that the 2 subdivisions on the end on each side, because you can see a little bit of
This here?
of
Hey,
a
guys.
wall. Yeah.
I don't know if I can hear you, but I just don't have Wi-Fi right now, but I can see.
Hey, Nick, no worries, bro. You're good. I mentioned to them already the challenges you had with the electricity.
Yeah, Oscar just came by. He's gonna go buy some candles for the guests. So
Oh, really? Wow.
yeah.
No worries. Look, this is a video. So the plot of land starts right here, right where you see this little piece of wood. So this would be the front, right? So this would be the front. And let me see if this video captures it all. Doesn't capture it all, but this is Nick over here. So it ends about maybe 8 feet to the left of Nick. So if you notice, it's a nice size lot, right?
Yeah.
The front of it in feet measures 43 feet. So from this end that's over here to this end that's over here, it's 43 feet, okay? In W width. And then in length from here all the way to the back, all the way to the back, I want to say it measures, tell you right now, 30 meters in square feet. That's
Yeah, about 100 feet.
right, exactly, about 100 feet. So you got 43 front and 100 in length. So the length is perfect. As a matter of fact, the length is pretty huge, right? As you can see, I mean, that's one big plot of land. That's why I want to get closer to this range, because then we can conserve plenty of green, and this would be an amazing house, which would be tough to do this in Aldea Zama, because the price would just be crazy over the top. And so you can create your own oasis within this size of a lot. Let me see if we have more images.
You know, you can get pretty creative, you know, with this size of land. And it's basically about creating the experience, because that's what you're gonna sell when, you know, when it comes to renting it. We gotta sell the experience with the pictures and the different takes and, you know, the different things that your house would have to offer. You know, obviously, you know, Tony would probably put some, you know, bodies of water, you know, things like that. And then we would do something really nice that is hardly existing in Aldea Sama, like Tony says.
Yeah. So look, in this video, I'm walking, this is where it starts. Here, this is where it starts. And it ends all the way where you see this wooden, this piece of wood over here. So this is a really, so this one that we're talking about, 333, let's go over the measurements. So this one, it actually, the front of it is nice. It's 16.48 meters. In feet, that's 57. So this one has it's more in width. Sorry, more in width, and then
Wider, yeah.
the length in feet is 70 feet. Okay, this is what it looks like. Watch, let's get a little closer. This would be number 8. This one right here. Okay, 8. Now, what they did in the subdivision is they created their own entrance. So this is this entrance is just for the people who live here.
Yeah.
So this is the street. So you'd come through here, you come through here, and then boom, this would be your house. If you buy the one in the back, say one of these, your entrance would be through here. Okay. But if you're here, your entrance would be through here. So this is not a bad piece of land by any means. This is actually pretty solid. And in the price is 1,550,000 in pesos, which in dollars is 77,500. Okay, so it's on the ballpark as what we discussed. Now that's one option. Within that same block, there's another one, which would be 13, which would be this one here. Okay. Now this one actually is interesting. The size is the same, 323. It's a little bit smaller actually. The other one was 332. This is 323. So just a little bit different. The width is the same, 19 by 16.48. Now this one, even though it's a little bit smaller, it's a corner. So if you're going through the street here, you'll see the facade, but also through here. So it's a big facade. And so your design would shine a lot because you have this and then you have this, right? So it would be, that's a double, we call that a double facade. Normally this would be your facade, this would be the entrance. We could get creative and make this the entrance or make this the entrance. We can figure things out. This one's interesting though, because it is a corner. It's a little smaller, but it's a corner. And the price is a little bit more than the other one, but by almost nothing. This would be $80,000, roughly, okay, depending on the exchange rate. But this is 80,000. It measures 332. It's not a bad option at all. Excuse me. It's not a bad option at all. Just a little bit smaller than this one that I was just showing you right now here on these images. Oops. Yep. Okay, so kind of consider this. It would be not as long. See if we can have a, there we go. This is a good one right here. So it wouldn't be as long as this. It would probably come up to like right here, right? So you would eliminate a little bit of, say, the backyard, but you would have a bigger front. This front was
Tony, you got your computer in.
Sorry?
You got to plug your computer in.
Oh, thanks, Nick.
Again.
I'm always running on low with this laptop. Sorry. So that is it's a solid option. And I think working in Aldeas, being in Region 15, that's one of the benefits we have is we can, with the budget we have, we can get a bigger plot of land. So this is an example. Actually, I think these are good examples, but I think we can find you a little bit of a bigger lot and do something nicer. But that at least gives you guys an idea of the possibilities there. Okay, now I'm gonna switch this up a little bit and take you to a very different option now.
Okay.
Nonetheless, is an interesting one. So let me take you to this other map. This map's not the best. Okay, so we go back to this map. Okay, there's another street. So we have Kukulkan, which takes you to the beach, and then to the left of it, there's another main avenue called Fifth Avenue. Okay, and Fifth Avenue is a popular street. It's gonna be as popular as Kukulkan. Okay, and I say it's going to be because a lot of the construction right now is being concentrated near here, near Kukulkan, because Kukulkan is already open and it goes all the way to the beach. This one here is not open yet all the way to the beach. There's stipulations that say that it will reach all the way to the beach. That I cannot guarantee because the municipality has not released any information. However, it doesn't mean you don't have access to the beach. It just means that if you're closer to here, you would just take one of these streets over to Kukulkan and then down to the beach. So the difference, let's just say from over here, the previous option, which was block 150, is here you're less than 10 minutes to the beach. Over here, let's just say you're 20 minutes to the beach. Okay, so it's not a super big deal. This area that I'm going to show you is right here. You see this says 929. Okay. Yeah. So 929, this is a big plot of land. It's actually 7 hectares, which is about 18 acres. Yeah, about 18 acres of land. Okay. This is one developer. He bought the whole thing and he did a subdivision, but this developer, unlike say these here, this developer created amenities within the 7 hectares or 18 acres. He did his own amenities and he subdivided it. And now he created a project. So let me show you what that looks like. Give me one sec.
Yes.
So this is a private community. Okay, so to have access, there's going to be obviously a security guard. You have to have special access. So that's one, let's say, benefit. The development is called B-Che, okay, Conscious Living Tulum. It says living spaces for the bold. And the whole B, they created a concept around basically bees, which is why you see this design, like it looks like a honey hive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
beehive.
Yes, beehives, thank you. Okay, and the name Bicelli is the surname of the French scientist who discovered the Meliponium bee. Okay, Melipona bee. And so, oops. And so this is the entrance. So there's going to be a very interesting entrance with this very unique concept. Private community, as I mentioned, this shows you the location here. It's near what they call Holistica. Holistica today is a wellness center. It's a very popular wellness center that has alternative medicine, yoga, meditation. It's vegan friendly, and it attracts a lot of people. Holistica, if you look at this map, is right here. So from Biche to Holistica, you're probably maybe 5 minutes at most. Okay, so it's near that community. And what they did is they have this very like wellness as well, very wellness driven. So there's going to be a yoga palapa. Actually, look, let me go over the 7 main points. One, security and privacy. As I mentioned, it's a private community. It says lifestyle, connection with nature and with oneself, appealing to a healthy lifestyle community and eco-friendliness. Location, located on the 5th Avenue with ample land and surrounded by commercial areas. Exclusivity, exclusive use for single family residential. So this is interesting. Everything in here is all homes. So there's not going to be in here big developments. Okay. So there's not going to be big developments here, only homes. So that's interesting. And it's 95 homes. Okay. Now, the counter argument could be, well, 95 homes is a lot of homes, right? So your homes has to stand out, because at the end of the day, we're trying to make this a ROI unit, right? We're trying to get as much ROI as possible. So the counter argument is, well, is that too many homes? So let's just make a note of that. Now, it says here, rentability, possibility of generating money through different factors, like on pre-sale, that's obvious. Located in an area of recent development and a lot of future growth potential. Yes, I agree with this. Number 7, flexible design guidelines. It says whistled, guaranteeing the quality and future added value of the development. Yeah, basically they're flexible with the design guidelines. Obviously, they have to have a guideline. Whenever there's a private community, there'll be a guideline that I, as your developer, will have to work with. And they're going to tell me, hey, you cannot go higher than X amount of meters. You have to respect X amount of jungle, which that always can be a good thing. Now, let me show you the master plan. Okay, so this would be the master plan here. As I mentioned, is a total of 7.5 acres. And the lots are actually very nice in their size. These are 400 square meters, which is more or less the number I wanted to hit. Now, what I like about this project, I'll give you both the good and the pros and cons. One of the pros is this here is like a little art walk. Okay, so this is all going to be protected. So they protected this area here. This is where you're going to have amenities. You're going to have a lot of, actually, let's go over the amenities. So within this green park or art walk, as they call it, there'll be a clubhouse. There'll be a yoga center. It'll have a pet park. It'll have fire pit. It'll have a cenote-like pool. That's kind of cool. It'll have a jungle, excuse me, a jungle gym. They'll have a kids area. They're going to have parking lot as well, pet park, so forth. Now, and then I added amenities. Other than the stuff that I mentioned, this is the beach walk, which is the park I mentioned, controlled access, and they have access to a beach club. Now I have a question for Reina. Reina, if you can hear me, question is, do we know which beach club they have access to? Reina, no sé si estás aquí en la llamada, si sabes cuál es el beach club.
Can you hear me?
Yes, perfect.
I can ask which one is the beach club that they are using. Yes.
Yes, so let's ask that question. I do have a question about that. I would like to know which one. A lot of times they have a special alliance with a beach club that's currently existing. Obviously, the beach clubs, it's in their best interest to say, yeah, I'll cut you guys a discount, or I'll guarantee you access to the beach beds and the hammocks in the air, in the beachfront area. They'll normally give them a plus. That way they guarantee their business, more business for the beach club, and it's an amazing service for those there. All the services are underground, so water, electricity. They're also gonna have fiber optic, perimeter fences, that's obvious, street lighting, trash area and waste sorting, white treated streets, and stormwater drainage. Okay, so that's pretty basic stuff. And these are just some of the visuals of what the cenote pool will look like. So very natural, very organic, very artistic. Okay, pet area, kids area. And that's basically beach A. Now let's look at the pricing.
Yeah.
These that have a B, they're already basically taken. Okay, so these that have a B are taken, and the rest of these are open. Now I'm gonna ask a question as well to Reina here. Reina, otra pregunta, another question, Reina. Do we know the delivery of the land, when we'll be able to, one, title the land, two, when can we start building on the land?
Okay. It's in the summer 23.
Okay,
Okay.
so next year. So basically
Next year.
12
Yes.
12 months from now, that's the delivery of the land? Okay, so that, I don't know how you guys feel about that. That's a little bit too far out there. If we wanted to get this going, the downside is we basically have to wait 12 months, right? So I'm not sure if we like that. Regardless, let me show you guys a little video that the community has. So see here. So these are the 7 hectares.
Yes.
This is the 5th Avenue I was mentioning. Okay, this is the 5th Avenue street. So it's really close to the 5th Avenue. Location, I like. The project looks cool. 2 things I don't like: 95 plots of land. So you'll be, in a sense, competing with 95 homes.
Yeah.
I think that's a lot. And it's 12 months out. So I didn't know it was 12 months out, by the way. I thought it was a little closer. Even 6 months, I think, is fine. Because to design the home, it'll take us about 60 days, 90 days. Permits, 60 days. So it could take 4 to 6 months by the time we launch your construction, let's say. Here we'd have to wait twice that amount of time. Okay. So that's the thing I did not like. So those are the pros and the cons. Now the pricing on this, 1 second. And again, it's good to at least see what's out there, compare, you guys having a good idea of the prices, the sizes. So these are 400, they go from 422 square meters to as much as 800.
Wow.
I think anywhere 400 is perfect. So something like this, just as an example, we're looking at 105,705. Cost per square meter, 250. Okay. Prices are good. I like the price. The prices are not bad by any means. It's just, the thing is, it's a little bit far out, and it's 95 plots of land. Any questions on this? What are your thoughts on this here?
You're right, it is far out in time. It's also, I don't know what else is around there. The reason I like Aldea Zama is because everything is already developed and the infrastructure is all there. And that's why it sounds good to find some place near Aldea Zama so that any renters can go there for lunch or dinner or even breakfast.
Yeah, no, I agree. Okay. I agree with that. Well, I think then if you guys agree, Mayumi, feel free to give your feedback. If you guys agree, then maybe we can discard that option as a whole.
Yes, I think so. Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, question to the two of you. How do you feel, not going back to the two original ideas, how do you feel about doing something in region 15, whether it's one of the lots we looked at, or potentially finding you guys something bigger? We can focus on getting you something bigger. So that would be option 1, let's say, or option 2, sticking with the Aldea Zama option, but looking at obviously maybe adjusting the original numbers to something as close as to what we discussed, and maybe, you know, readjusting the size of the home, or just being super aggressive on our offer, hoping that maybe we can lower the cost. And in the meantime, you guys think about that. Let me ask Reina a question here. Reina, pregunta Reina, hablando de Aldea Zama, ¿tienes de casualidad, y si ya me las mandaste, nomás dime dónde las puedo encontrar, las opciones que veas encontrar en Aldea Zama?
Claro, en el correo, en tu correo te mandé las opciones.
Ok, en el mismo, ok, a ver. Sorry, go ahead, guys. In the meantime, I look for these options that we did find in Aldea Zama. No, pregunta Reina, no estoy hablando de Ahimsa, para que sepas, ni de la privada, ni de Los Santos. Sí tenemos, sí me has enseñado algo que sea un terreno libre, que no sea parte de nada.
A ver, déjame ver si te lo mandé. Dame un segundo.
Tony, I think we also have him in the Discord group.
Yeah, thanks, Nick. There's I'll show you an option, guys, that was one of the ones that I could feel a little more comfortable with in Aldea Zama that could be interesting. Let me download these. Within Aldea Zama, there's a community called La Privada. La Privada. La Privada. There's and inside La Privada, let me open this up. Yeah. Inside La Privada, Right? So this is the master plan of Aldea Zama.
Yep.
So this is the other street, right? That goes to the beach, and then Kukulkan is on the left. Right? If you remember, Aldea Zama is in between both of these streets,
Yes.
and it's almost in the heart of Aldea
Oh,
Zama.
Very
Okay,
nice. Yes.
called La Privada. And La Privada consists, let me see if I can remember. ¿Sabes cuántos lotes hay en La Privada? De casualidad, Reina?
Checo el drive.
Okay, I want to say, because I actually know this community well, I want to say that within La Privada, there's probably around 20, 40, maybe around 60, about 60 plots of land, maybe a little bit more. And that community does have some amenities because it's a community within the community. And it's got some basic amenities. I wouldn't say the amenities are all that.
Sorry, Tony. 98.
98 plots of land.
Yeah.
Okay, so a little bit more than I thought. So there's 98 plots of land. A lot of the homes here are already built. This is not a new development. This is a development that has been around for some time already. There's already existing homes. The good thing about that is you're not going to have constant construction. The thing I don't like about buying in a development that has a lot of other homes is that if you start building before they do and your house is ready, you'll have multiple constructions happening at the same time. And that's not good for your Airbnb numbers because someone's going to get upset because of all the noise going on. Whereas here, that's not a challenge because a lot of the homes are already built. Okay. So the amenities include a common area, pool area. They have tennis courts, little clubhouse. And that's basically it. So there's not a ton of amenities, but the amenities I wouldn't say is what's wowing about the community. Now let me show you guys that specific plot of land. So the plot of land goes from, it's actually on a little cul-de-sac, just like you see here, okay? Yep. And the plot of land measures 377 square meters. So that's a very nice plot of land. Actually, this is like my plot of land where I'm building my project called Muki. It has 12.70 meters up front. Mine had 12.5. So this one's a little bigger. And then it's what we call the irregular lot. An irregular lot means that it's not a perfect square. Notice that this is 25 meters. Yeah. And then this is 27 meters. And it has this curvature here. Not a big deal. We work with that, no problem. The size of the land, I think, is nice. Okay, as far as the size and the dimensions. Now, this option here costs $230,000. Okay, $230,000, and we can go up two floors plus a rooftop. So that's the density. Okay, so you have ground floor, you have a second floor, and then you have a rooftop that can go along with that.
Are you allowed to have a cover on the rooftop, like a sunshade?
Yes, you are correct. You are allowed to have a sunshade. Okay. Now, Reina, could you do me a favor and ask what is the maintenance fee of the community? Because when you're within a community, you're gonna have to pay a HOA fee to a community HOA fee that's meant to take care of the pool, the tennis courts, the cleaning, of the trash, getting trash in and out of the community. Yep. It shouldn't be a whole lot because there's not a lot of amenities per se.
Common areas.
Yeah, common areas, exactly. And the treatment of the common areas. Thank you. So it shouldn't be a lot. It shouldn't be a whole lot. Yeah. And so this is $230,000. Okay. Here, like I said, we can put in an offer, get a little bit aggressive, maybe offer them 190, 185. They're going to probably come with a counter offer, something of that sort. And this is a very decent, I mean, the size of the lot is perfect. It's in Aldea Zama. That's perfect.
Yeah.
This community, is it a plus? It is and it isn't, because the amenities are not wowing. The thing that's kind of unique, I think, is that it is a private community. So there is security 24/7. It's a gated community, and that can be a good thing for a lot of people.
Tony,
Yes.
I'll tell you one thing, because I'm here with Reina,
Perfect.
and she was just telling me right now that the broker was telling Reina that they're not being very flexible on the bargaining of this one, because the owner already got a couple of people offer, like good offers,
Mhm.
and he didn't budge, like he didn't move. So
Wow.
don't expect to have a big discount on this one, just so you know.
Did by chance they say what was the offers that they got, or what would they be willing to accept? And then I'm curious.
One was for 215,
Uh-huh.
and the other one was for 220.
And they decline them.
Yes.
Wow.
Is it cash offer?
Well, supposedly,
Yeah.
yes. Now,
Would assume so.
obviously, we'll still make a really good offer, and then we'll see, right? I mean, how low we can go. But I'm just giving you the heads up.
Okay.
Apparently, for what, Reina was showing me a lot of the results. And in terms of the size of the lot for the price, it was kind of the economical ones.
Yeah.
You guys know, yeah.
We saw some. Look, let me show you options that I didn't even show you, because to me, they're way too expensive. They're completely out of the question, in my opinion. But just so you see what is out there. So this is a development called Los Santos. It's brand new. It's actually really nice. It's within Aldea Zama, also a private community. The difference is these plots of land, this is brand new. Within this development, they have, let me go to the good stuff. They have plots of land for single family home, and then they have others that are for developers like myself, who might do 8 units, 12 units. So it's a mixed use community. The architect of the community is probably the top 3 architect in Mexico or in Latin America, and their name is Artigas. Artigas has been around for 75 years, and Artigas is the one who designed the common areas. This is a community that is brand new, but the common areas are already built and finished. And let me show you what this looks like more or less. You know what? Let me actually download this really quick. I actually sold this plot of land to them, to the developer. So I'm very, very familiar, because I did the negotiation. They bought it from my mentor, Rodolfo Rosas, the owner of all of Aldea Zama. And within this plot of land, actually, you know who sold this, Jesse? Who was the agent? Was Danielle Parre.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, her and I closed it. So I'm very familiar. There's a pet park. There's a running track. There's paddle courts. There's a clubhouse, pet park, commercial area, amphitheater, gym, pool area. And then there's this central, like, really cool park and walkways. I mean, it's really, really nice. But mainly what you're paying for is the architect, the Artigas architect who designed it. Artigas is not my favorite architect by any means, I will admit that, but he's just known He builds a lot with stone. He likes to build with stone. His designs have won awards because he's done like castle looking things, which in my opinion, it's okay, but it doesn't really go too much with the Tulum concept. So the whole architect to me is like not a big deal here. However, what I wanted to say is this development, for example, here, the actual prices.
Estaba uno abajo.
This one?
No.
Sorry, Tony. The available ones there are the 6 and 12.
And 12.
So you can see in your left.
Uh-huh.
12, yeah.
Right here. Correct.
Huh?
Thank you. Now check this out. These measure 300.
Mhm.
Okay, so they're a little bit smaller than the other options that we discussed. They're 280,000.
Mhm.
So a lot more, in my opinion. They're a little bit overpriced for I think what we want to do. But these are the other options that we saw in Aldea Zama
Mhm.
that are available. Just I personally don't see a lot of value there. Yeah, look, these are the two.
Yeah.
270 and 287. Now these are being sold directly with the developer. There's and so that's a good thing, because a lot of times these developers are a little bit more open to a negotiation, but it wouldn't be much. The 270, maybe we can bring this down to 250, right? This one 287, maybe we can bring it down to 267. I think we can get maybe $25,000 off of this, but it is much higher. Okay. And then Reina, other than La Privada and Los Santos, these two, were we able to find anything that was a standalone lot that does not belong to any community? Because that was the original idea of what I was looking for.
No, Tony.
No, okay. So, so La Privada, I think still represents, where was it? La Privada I think represents a better deal. If we're wanting to stay within Aldea Zama, I think those would be our options here. Yeah, this one here. What are your thoughts, guys, so far on everything that we said? Well, I would like to hear some feedback and see what are you guys thinking?
La Privada is in a great location. I like that it's close to the commercial area of Aldea Zama.
Mm-hmm.
I like the size of the lot. The price is a little high, so that would, yeah, we definitely have to get aggressive. This particular lot, it's not very wide, is it, right? 14.7 meters. Is that possible?
Yeah.
Is it possible to still have jungle all around, or would you just have jungle in the back?
Yeah, no, this is not bad. This is in feet. We're working with 51.
Yeah.
It'll be somewhat of a elongated home. So
Yeah.
let me see if I can do something here.
You can imagine.
Yeah, you can imagine it, right? So it'll probably go, we'll probably respect, let's see, if we respect 2 meters here and 2 meters here, that's 4. We still got 10 meters to work with. Yeah. So normally most people are respecting 1 to 1.5 meters from the wall to the perimeter wall to your actual home. What I would propose is we do 2 meters. So that gives us plenty, 2 meters, right? That's 7 feet. And then we still have 10 meters of front to work with. That is sufficient. But the house will have this design where it's a little bit more of an elongated home this way. So we can work with that. I think the size is fine. It's good. We would do a different design, and we would have enough size for a nice backyard here all this being a nice pool, you know, barbecue area, jungle all around.
Yeah.
So I think, guys, what we can do is this. And this is where I wanted to get to, and I'm glad we had this conversation so we can eliminate.
Tony, sorry to
Yes.
interrupt you. The apparently the curved side of the lot is the front of the lot. That would be the entrance.
This is the front.
It's the road. Yes.
Yeah. That's the front.
Got it.
At first, I thought the same like you. I thought it was the back, and I was thinking, yeah, no problem, yeah. I mean, because I see, yeah, but it is the front. So just so you know.
Just FYI. Okay, 12.91. Let's see. 12.91.
Yeah, it is expensive though. I also like the idea of a bigger lot in Region 15, but I would like it to be close to the middle of Aldea Zama. I mean, close to the commercial
Zama,
area
like-
of Aldea Zama.
Yeah, I like my brother's idea, you know, that if you go to Region 15, you go to bigger lot
Yes.
and you create the experience. Because if we create the experience, then it's a guarantee you're gonna have, a good rental success. Because people are always gonna look not just at the pictures, and of course all the amenities within the property that you're gonna have to offer.
Mhm.
But once the people are there and they have a nice experience themselves, we want their comments. We want, for them to be able to post the experience. So, to have a nice big plot of lot, that would make it possible. And that'd give us enough tools to work with, So I like that idea also very well. Aldea Sama, as you can see, it could get pretty expensive as the way it is right now.
Yeah, but if we could find something in Region 15, like around number 47, 42, 66, that would be good. Yeah, that kind of area up there. Yeah, just around there would be
This
great.
area right here.
That would be great.
So it's closer access to the Sama, right?
That's
That's what
what
you're
I'm
saying.
thinking. Yes.
The other thing I was thinking was that, a lot of developers are going to this Region 15 area, and it comes back down to what you guys are specifically looking for too.
Mhm.
Because, for instance, I'll just give you kind of a personal story. When I bought my first house in New York, I had asked someone similar to Tony. He wasn't a developer, but he would go and buy all the buildings, and he was saying, this area, and specifically in Brooklyn, it's called East New York. They were rezoning the area, and what that meant was that they actually were going to build higher, like taller buildings, and a lot of the investors were moving there because it still is undeveloped. And I bought the house. I mean, I can share with you, I bought it for 770,000, and it's appreciated in the past 2 years up to about 960. So as well as cash flowing, I've created the experience through my Airbnb. It's affordable, pays for the mortgage, but the appreciation in that has skyrocketed like a ton. And it depends on what you guys also are looking for. But at the same time, buying in a spot where in 2, 3, 4 years from now, the appreciation is going to be super high. And it's basically like you guys would be getting in early compared to, this could be the next Aldea Zama. It might, like the land, it's rising every day. And so where, you're purchasing the land at a cheaper price, that increases the ROI. And as time goes on, this is going to be more developed, and it's going to be more sought after by other investors. And it's, you'll be in earlier. So it's just a comment that I had.
Yeah, this is at an early stage right now. So that gives you, much future appreciation, right? Like Nick says.
Yep.
I would say, in my opinion, because we can focus as our search now to this region, now that we kind of narrow it down, and we can look for lots that have easy access to Kukulkan. I think right now what would be beneficial for you and for the rental is that we want to be easy access. Once this whole thing is developed and all the streets are paved, I don't think it would be much of an issue anywhere there. But but right now, you know, I think we want to stay closer to Kukulkan. Easy access, because we got to get these people to the beach. You know, the least or the easiest way. This way it's going to add to the experience, of course.
And you know what? That's a great point you're saying, Jesse. And then, you know how, Jesse, yesterday we drove our client Ben through this area?
Yeah.
And you see all the commercial area?
Yeah.
So this is interesting, guys, because this area here where you were talking about, Adam, it actually happens to be already developed, and there's already commercial areas here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
so
moving
there's
fast.
already restaurants, there's already coffee shops, there's already a lot of stuff going on here.
Good.
So I think this is a great option. So I think what we can do is this, if you guys agree, is we can focus on search in this area. I'm still gonna do one more run in Aldea Zama, just to see if we happen to you know,
stumble a golden nugget.
Yeah, golden nugget, literally. We'll do
Like for our last client, man, she got super lucky with that find.
Yes. Sounds like they got a great deal. Yes.
Yeah.
I actually, I was joking with her, and I was like, hey, Alejandra, would you like to sell your lot? Maybe, you know? And she was like, Tony, why would you say that? I said, and I was just joking, because we're already designing her house. Actually, I'll show you guys next week what we're doing for her. We already have the advances, but I want to wait one more week. We're going to finalize the actual design so we can get some ideas off of that as well. But I was making this joke to her. She's like, of course not, I'm going to build it. I said, okay, just making sure. But I want to do that. I want to do one last little run of Aldea Sama. Let's not put our hopes up on Aldea Sama for now, but let's just see if we get lucky. Maybe a standalone lot that doesn't belong part of a community. The thing is that when there's a community, it's normally higher, the cost, because there's amenities that the reality is no one's going to use. There's security, which it's not necessary because Aldea Sama is already a very safe community. So a lot of the added benefits don't mean anything, but it does increase the price. So our only bet will be to find a standalone piece of land, if possible. And also what I think we can focus our searches in this area right here. I think anywhere, here's my opinion. I own a lot. The project I showed you, Muki, that's on this one, 136. I'm on Avenida Chechen. This is a big popular avenue. And the access from here to here is like 7 minutes. And then from here down to the beach is about another 7-10 minutes. So it's not too bad, but I'm gonna focus. And Reina, I know you're listening to this. So let's focus our search. And I'm actually gonna go with Reina myself because I'm curious to see, I have some, I have some contacts. They're old contacts. I don't know if they're still selling their plots of land, but we'll try. Let's focus our search, Reina, anywhere between, say, Calle 15 from here. So block 94, 93 to 20, 21, 22. So this area here. Let's see. And even I think all the way to Avenida de Guardianes. This is a good street too. This is an avenue. In this avenue, there's a lot of commercial things here. So maybe this block right here. This area right here. Let's see what we find here. I know there are options here. And then we'll also do one last search here. I think, let's see, today is Monday. Let's see, guys, if we can aim so that Friday we have definite options for you guys.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, we'll focus our search now. So we'll find several options.
Exactly. Okay, and I think this is a good chat because now we've eliminated things that we know are not of interest. We now know what is the market doing in Aldea Zama. And also we now can do some price comparisons to some of the stuff we found further down here. But further down here, and I agree with you, Adam, because down here, even though it's super close to Kukulkan and a little closer to the ocean, the reality is here, the infrastructure is not as good as up here. Even though you're like maybe 6 streets away, the The infrastructure starts at around 15, 13, and higher, there's already paved streets and a lot of activity going on. And then from 15 downward, it's not there yet, because even this plot of land that I bought it knowing that
Yeah.
these streets are not going to be paved in this area probably for another 2-3 years.
Wow.
But I bought that knowing that, because this is going to take me 16-18 months to build anyways.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, so we'll focus on that, guys. Yeah, I think let's aim for Friday. Maybe we'll send you guys a message on Thursday, and hoping that by Friday we already have something, if you guys agree with that.
Okay.
That sounds good. Yeah. Friday is good. Next week is good. All good.
Perfect. Awesome. I appreciate it. So unless you guys have any other questions or thoughts, we will reach out to you guys on Thursday.
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you guys for your time and your patience. This is all part of it. It's important that we pick the right lot. Normally it takes me the same to find my lots, and I go through the exact same process. It's basically an elimination process till we find the one that's perfect for you guys.
Okay. Thank
Okay.
you so much.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you in
Thank you,
advance.
You're welcome, guy. You're welcome.
For your time. Well, you guys
Thank
have a
you,
great
Raina.
evening, and good day to you, Mayumi.
Mm.
Thank you. I'll see
night.
you soon.
Yeah. Just
Bye. Bye.
bye-bye. Good night.
Thank you,
Good night.
Raina. Thank you, Jesse. Thanks,
Thank
Nick.
you,
You're welcome.
Raina.
Have a great night.
Thank
Bye.
you, Jesse.
You're welcome. Ciao, ciao.
Well, if you're watching this outro, I want to congratulate you because I know that that was a long video. But I want to share with you that this is what me and my team, Jesse, Tony, Raina, Abraham, everybody does for our clients. Now, if you're interested and you want to follow along the journey of helping these specific clients find their investment, their piece of land, I have other videos here that I've kind of recorded and made into a docu-series to help people like yourself kind of figure out, firsthand how we can help and how the process works of investing in Mexico. You know, I've done it, my friends have done it. I'm actually at my buddy's apartment right now. But if you have any questions or you want to continue watching the journey, feel free to click the link for the next video, and also feel free to reach out to me on my Instagram. On my Instagram, there's a WhatsApp number there. You can either direct message me and we can chat and set up your own meeting. But anything you need, we're here to help. And it's my pleasure and our pleasure to help guide every investor and make new friends. And we all enjoy helping you find the right investment.